Hi, this is Elliot with the Untangled Essence of Truth. Let's talk about basically the global enslavement of mankind, God's plan, Satan's plan, that God intends to allow up to a certain point and then stop it. The Illuminati, the globalists, the Masons, the Catholics, the politicians, they're getting better at working together, and we hear initiative after initiative. The latest one now is the UN wants a treaty to register and track and ultimately collect all the guns. And then we have a shooting in Denver that, some people are saying that was pretty obviously a false flag. We hear 9/11 was an inside job, and who shot John F. Kennedy, who shot Martin Luther King, did Reagan and them shoot John Lennon? The point is, it's hard to know all that stuff. The pattern's pretty obvious, and this year we've got the NDAA that brings in military indefinite detention, and they're after free speech on the internet with SOPA, then CISPA, then TPP and IPAA. That's Trans-Pacific Treaty of Pacific something, and same with Atlantic. Anyway, the point is that the global business establishments are basically forming this international oligarchy that looks destined to enslave mankind. And they're taking advantage of things like divisive social things like gays and abortions, and using the binary mindedness of human beings to get people to oppose one another instead of opposing these global initiatives. And basically those kind of things lead to legal initiatives where, gee, if we can get a majority to condemn murder like abortion, or if we can get gay marriage prohibited or something like that, then you've got protests for gay marriage instead of protests for NDAA, which is where the real problem is, or protests about free speech, right? And if there's protests, what's happening now? In the 60s, the protests worked. Blacks got their rights, but now you look at this Occupy Wall Street and what's gone on with them. It seems like there's so much infiltration. That basically globalist agents of whatever alphabet agency that you want to consider goes and infiltrates the group, and then when they're protesting, they go and do things like throw bottles and rocks, and then of course the police come and clash with the group, and there's a bunch of people hurt and arrested. And I don't believe that people desiring to protest wish for that to happen. That's if they did, they'd be terrorists, and they're just not. And all this fear of terrorism, yeah, guess who the paid terrorists are, right? So the first thing I could say is realize that you don't have to vote for a Democrat or Republican. In fact, libertarian candidates may offer a decent alternative, so might Green Party candidates and groups like that. Or you might be better off just writing in your dog. If your choice is evil A versus evil B, then they're going to do evil, and that's not good. If you vote for the lesser of two evils, guess what? You're voting for evil. So just don't do that. That's approving your killer. It just doesn't make sense. You could say it's better to have the devil you know than the devil you don't know. Well, no, it's not. So good luck with that, and pray for our nation. Lord, this United States has a lot of disunity and a lot of corruption in government, and the government's become vastly huge with an alphabet soup of corrupt agencies that are actively involved in things they shouldn't be involved in, war on drugs and divisive policies and gun running and all that kind of stuff. Problem, reaction, solution. That's where, Fast and Furious, they create the problem by shipping in the guns. Then they say, oh, look, there's too many guns and there's these big shootings. And you find out later that was like an inside job and they instigated all that, right? Hopefully we keep finding things like that out before they get the political outrage of too many people to get away with another clampdown of more oppressive law. Because if they succeed, and you can see them trying, I mean, I saw last night on the news, they were talking about the guns and the shooting and how horrible it is that these kind of guns exist. And the people that are saying that, they want to eliminate all guns. And I'd say let Darwin eliminate the people that shouldn't have guns. That if there was people in that theater that had their own gun, that guy wouldn't have got away with shooting so many of them. All right, God bless.